Hello, Christy. It's very nice to see you today. How are you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing well too. Today is our last session, as we discussed in the previous session. And what we're gonna do in this session is to bring closure to our relationship, and we're also gonna evaluate your process towards your goals, and then we can also develop a follow-up plan for your future things. Yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to talk about in this session. So how do you feel about our last session today? Are you being okay with it?
Um, I think that all the sessions were very helpful. I'm a little sad that it's our last session, and because I'm not 100% sure if I have met my goal yet, so I'm a little scared of going off on my own and ending our sessions here.
Mm,
But it has been very helpful, and I feel that I should be okay.
we can discuss more of that because we're gonna do a follow-up plan for the um,
Oh,
address the issues. So don't worry.
mhm.
Okay, I'll take some notes. And remember the assignment I left in last session, which is to keep integrating the strategies that we plan together and to see which one works and which one doesn't. How is that going?
Um, it was pretty good. Uh, I've noticed that I have cut down on it even more now. Um, right now it's gone because I was recording it like we said with the strategy. I've been doing I noticed that I've been smoking about once a day. So I think that's like been a lot of improvement. It's really hard keeping it like that, but I have noticed that the strategy was working. I was using the gum when I felt like I wanted to go smoke, and I just kept myself really busy with all the things that we listed. I met up with friends. I focused on work, and I was doing schoolwork as well. So I just kept myself really preoccupied so that I try not to think about smoking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think the strategy was working pretty well, actually.
Mm-hmm. So, as I understand, you try to follow your busy routine to not have the time to think about smoking, and you also use the gum strategy. So right now you only smoke once a day.
Mhm.
Wow, that sounds pretty good. In last session, you reported that you smoked it 4 to 5 times a day, as I remember. And I'm really happy to see your progress in today's session because you clearly only smoke once a day. It's a really big improvement, you know.
Yeah, and sometimes if I really completely forget about it and I'm actually really busy doing things that are relaxing and doing my hobbies, I've noticed that there's been a few days where I didn't smoke at all, which was actually a huge improvement for me.
A few days you didn't smoke at all. What did you do in that days?
Um, I noticed that it was a day off, and then I had to I would be running around buying stuff, like running errands. I actually enjoy running errands. So for me, that was like I like driving around and going out and doing things. So that was kind of fun. And
Mm,
then I was just meeting up with friends, and then if I had time, I also went jogging. So I noticed that it was when I'm not doing anything stressful for the whole day that I'm able to just do my thing and completely not think about smoking at all. And yeah.
When you say you didn't do stressful things and that caused you not to smoke, can you elaborate more on the stressful things? Like what kind of thing?
Um, I get a little stressed when I'm doing schoolwork.
Mm,
Um, I've noticed because it's just a lot of work. And then when I go to work, a lot of the times at work, there's also stuff happening and there's some work drama, so that's also stressful to me. Um, those are the main things. And then sometimes if I start thinking about um, like just my family and having to deal with my family, that's when I also feel a little stressed too. So
mm,
it's just when it comes down to thinking about things that are stressful to me, and then it's really hard to not smoke because that's how I feel like I would just feel better if I do.
yeah, right. When you do stressful things, your mind gets super stressed, like nervous, intense, and that causes you to want to smoke.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, let me see. Get support from you. So you try just getting support from your friend, use regular gum as alternative, and also exercising a lot. These are the three strategies we talked about in the previous sessions, and it seems that they all work pretty well for you. Have you tried relaxation exercise and self-monitoring?
I've been doing the self-monitoring
Mm-hmm.
just with the doing the notes and then doing a graph about it. Um, I've also tried the relaxation exercise a couple times here and there. Not a lot, because I don't think of it a lot, but I have tried it and I felt that it does have an effect. It does work a little. I just need to be more mindful of doing it more is the issue. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Um, what kind of notes and graphs did you do for self-monitoring?
I did a line graph,
Line
like
graph,
a chart kind of thing. Yeah.
the one we
I can
did.
send it to you later if you wanna see
Okay,
it.
sure. Mm,
Yeah.
and you can visualize. You can visualize your progress. Right? It's like going down,
Mhm.
decline the curve, right?
Exactly, it helps a lot when I'm able to see my progress, like
Mm.
that.
How do you feel when you see that?
It makes me happy, it feels like I'm actually, doing something.
Hmm.
Uh, and I've noticed that overall, I've just been less stressed as well.
Mm,
Although I am a little bit worried about how, I would be able to maintain that if something stressful does happen. Um, and I think I might need to work on that a little bit because we won't be, doing any more sessions after.
yeah.
So
So
I
you're
did consider that.
yeah. As I understand, your concern is how to maintain your um how to maintain the progress here. You're afraid that when we don't have more sessions, you will keep smoking a lot, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's hard to keep keep the habits, especially if you are kind of addicted to smoking. Let me see. So, what do you think? What strategy do you think would be great to maintain your progress? Maybe we can still use the strategy that we discussed. Getting support from your friend, use regular activities, relaxation, exercise, and self-monitoring. Do you think any of them will work?
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good strategy, I think. Yeah, and I think a lot of it is just being aware of the changes I need to make and just being motivated enough to do it.
Mhm.
Because smoking is such a habit for me, so that if I do get stressed, that would be the first thing I turn to. But I feel like if I'm able to just catch myself and see what I'm doing that I don't like, then maybe I would be able to not fall into that so easily.
That's a good idea. How would you catch yourself?
Um, I think it just comes down to noticing that like at the end of a day, I can probably notice that, oh, today I actually ended up smoking this many times.
Mm,
And when I do see an increase in that, then I would have to work on not doing it.
do you mean self-monitoring stuff?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I think it's a really good strategy to keep track of your smoking habit. You can maybe still keep your notes that you are doing right now to write down how many times you smoked today, and then you make a line graph after 1 week or a couple of days so you can see the progress, right? Or how do you think about that?
Mhm. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that sounds great. Keep notes. Great. Line graph. I'm also thinking, because in the previous sessions we discussed that your family doesn't think smoking is a good habit, and you also have religion practice, right? You are Buddhist, and in Buddhism, smoking is not a good habit. Also in your culture, right?
Mhm.
So, do you think we can use some of those to make a strategy to help you be aware of your smoking?
Um, I
Oh,
think that rather yes?
oh, sorry. You go ahead.
I think rather than it being a strategy, I feel like my family is more just like a deterrent already, with my culture because there's just so much disapproval, from that point. So I feel like if I'm just, if I'm honestly thinking about it and if I'm aware of it, then they're already, being a deterrent for me against smoking.
Mm,
I just need to think about all these things when I do notice that I am doing it again. Um, but if it's against like prevention, I think most of it would just be maintaining a balanced lifestyle and like a good state of mind as like the best strategy because I only really start going to smoking if I become stressed. So if I'm able to just be able to deal with my stress in a different way, then I wouldn't be relying on smoking, I think.
you mean that keeping a healthy and balanced lifestyle can help to prevent your smoking?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good say. Well said. Because you're already thinking about the prevention aspect rather than just keep uh, keep keep quitting smoking. You already think about the thing after a period of time when you completely quit smoking. and you're thinking about how to prevent it to not smoke ever again. So I'm really happy.
Mhm.
I can see that you are really able to change. You already think a lot. You're very considerate about this issue.
Yeah, because we were thinking about goals, and I feel like when I have a goal with like different steps towards that goal, and this is just one of the steps or measures towards it.
Hmm. Yeah, that's right. It seems like a routine is very important for you, right?
Mhm. Yes.
Healthy, balanced routine rather than how to say stressful routine.
Yeah, exactly.
Or if you have to do the very stressful thing because we have to do school and work, right? It's inevitable thing to do. So when you have to do those things, how would you keep yourself not that stressful?
Um, when that does happen, I think it just comes down to um finding a different outlet, I think. I I feel like I just need to completely replace this habit with something else. At this time, I feel like what I have been using was chewing gum. Um, but if I'm going to think of a ongoing strategy, then probably when I am having a stressful day, I would do something else to de-stress. Um, maybe because I wouldn't be able to hang out with friends all the time, but like maybe finding a different hobby. I can try reading more actually, because I
Mm.
do enjoy reading, but I haven't read in a long time. Mostly because I've just been so caught up with life.
Yeah.
I should go to the bookstore.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
you mean that you can find some alternative that you can do it at any time to replace your stressful thing, help you reduce the stress. Like reading,
Mhm.
you can just grab a book. So you can, if you're outside, you can just look at read the book online in your cell phone. You can read it anytime, right? Not like hang out with friends. You have to like talk to them first, and then you go out to meet them. Reading is
Yeah,
a
exactly.
convenient thing, and it's more achievable to do for you to reduce the stress at any time.
Mhm.
Any other habit you think you can do at any time? You said
Um,
like yoga. If you're at home doing school, because I do yoga at home a lot, so probably it's easy to do yoga at home too for you. I don't know.
um, I actually only do hot yoga, so I go to the studio to do it.
Do you wanna
Just
try?
because I don't think I can do the poses correctly by myself at home.
Okay.
So, just to be safe, I just go to the studio.
Oh,
Um, but I do go jogging sometimes, when I have free time, and I really do enjoy that.
mhm. You just where you jog around the house or
I go, around the community, and
mm,
there's, like, 2 big, man-made ponds, so it's not bad, actually. I enjoy it.
you enjoy? That's good. The reason why I asked you where you go jogging is because I want to know how approachable it is. If you jog in like 2-3 kilometers away from the house, that's harder to do. But since you jog around the community, I think it's more convenient to do for you when you want
Yeah,
to
I
reduce.
usually, Yeah. I usually go for like only an hour and it's like 8 kilometers and it's all around. So I come back to the house.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not bad. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think jogging and reading sounds really realistic for you to apply when you feel very stressful.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, and I listen to music. I listen to
oh,
music a lot.
listen to that sounds very convenient too. Okay, so when you have to do very stressful things, you can replace it with reading, jogging, and listening to music to prevent the burnout, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds great. Okay. Um, okay. Now we're gonna review our goal setting worksheet. When we make this action plan, the goal we made is one small goal and one end goal. The small goal is to smoke 3 times a day before October 30. And the end goal is to stop smoking habit um, before December 7th. How do you think of this goal process?
I think it's going pretty good. Um, yeah, because right now it's wait, what is the date for the end goal?
Oh, it's December 7th. Oh, wait,
December 7th.
November 7th, sorry.
November 7th?
Mm-hmm.
No, I think it's December 7th.
Let me check.
Because
Uh,
it's
next
already
month.
no
Yeah, it's next month. Yeah.
yeah. Because we barely started our sessions on November 7th. So
Yeah.
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 No, I think December 7th is pretty achievable. My only concern is maintaining like no smoking
Mm-hmm.
afterwards. Because even right now, like there's some days where I'm not smoking at all. So I feel like December 7th is achievable. Yeah. I just need to work on well, we talked about like the new strategy um to maintain the no smoking. It was really hard to quit though. I will admit that emotionally that was really hard to do because it was such a habit and I was so used to it. But I'm glad that it turned out okay. Um and our strategies worked really well. So I thought you did really good with
Thank you.
helping me with the strategy.
Thank you. I'm happy to help. Oh, you can also reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns. Um, I would really love to hear from you in a half year or so. So you can send the email to me to let me know how things are going. Or you can also call me. You have my email address and phone number, right? So would you like
Mhm.
that?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely will.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And
yeah.
if necessary, I can also maybe help to make a referral to other programs or other professional if you need someone to help to support. Maybe I can make a referral and share your information with them. So just let me know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna see how I do for a little bit and see how it goes first. And then if I need to, I will for sure let you know
Mhm.
about that. Yeah. Thank you.
That's good. I look forward to that. I'm gonna make a summary of our process, our goal process. So in the first 2 sessions, you reported that you just realized the problems, and in the next sessions, after the first 2 sessions, we make an action plan to make the strategies that can help you reduce stress and quit smoking. And I think your process is going really well because your frequency of smoking goes from 6 to 7 per day to once a day right now. And then we also make a follow-up plan for you to address your concerns in the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think you are very committed to your goal, I'm gonna say, because definitely smoking is really hard to quit, right? But once you started to change your smoking habit, you tried some of the strategy we make together, and you were very insistent to try to smoke less. I think you really have the motivation to change. So I want you to take credit of your efforts.
Thank you. I really appreciate that because I was trying really hard. And it was a really hard habit to stop, just because I was so used to it. But yeah, I'm glad that I was able to commit myself and power through. Because I do feel a lot better now that I'm not doing it anymore. And I've noticed that even myself, I just feel better in general too, because I felt like when I was smoking and I actually smoked a cigarette, I felt less tired after doing it. But
Mm,
then the rest of the time, for some reason, I just didn't feel as great. But now, when I'm not, I'm still feeling okay, and it's just a different feeling in general. And I feel better overall, like on a day-to-day basis. So that's yeah.
it sounds like reduce your smoking frequency kind of change your life in a positive way.
It did. It did. It definitely did. Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
nice to hear. I'm really happy for you. And I can see that you could also deal with your um, address concern, which is completely maintain the quit smoking habit, because you have a pretty good idea of what kind of strategy you can use. And what you need to do is to keep track of your smoking habits in your cell phone or in a line graph, just to visualize how many times you smoke every day and every month. Um, and then if you find the smoking frequency goes up, you can try to use the strategy we talk about to reduce the stress and record the frequency again. Just to, um, keep trying the strategies and then modify it, and then to see which strategy best fits yourself. So that's one thing that you need to be doing.
hmm
Mhm.
I
Um,
agree. Yeah, I think those would work very well.
Thank you. And I also would like to review our highlights from the entire 6 sessions with you, from intake to closure. So we can also talk about something that stand out to ourselves. It can be anything, just a thing that stand out.
Um, I think that I think the thing that stood out the most to me was I'm surprised about how comfortable that I feel talking to you. I feel like throughout the sessions we really got to know each other better, and you were so helpful with your suggestions. And instead of just giving me the answers to what I should be doing with my problem, you guided me to the answer instead. And I really appreciated that because then I'm able to think about the strategy myself. And I feel like when somebody tells you what to do, we're not as prone to doing something as if um, I discovered how I should do something, then I would want to commit more because then it's my idea. Um, you held me accountable in that way, and you checked in on my progress, which I found really helpful. Because I know that personally, I'm not very good at being accountable for things. So sometimes I kind of just give up if nobody is there to really check up on me and make sure that I'm doing something properly. So that was really helpful to me, just because that's just the way that I learn. That's like my strategy, um, and it worked really well. So I think for me that was really good, and just the way that we interact with each other is it works very well. I felt like it was very comfortable, just the environment that you created.
I'm really happy that you say that we work really well. Because I try to like support you along your way, not to just to tell you what you need to do. Um, so thank you for saying that. And I also really appreciate that you are always being very honest to me. Even for some very sensitive information, you're very open-minded to sharing with me. So thank you for your trust.
Yeah, no, I felt like I could talk to you and you wouldn't judge me about my problems. So it I really appreciated the way that you were able to respond to my issues.
Thank you. I really like our session two. We use a tree of life, remember? I gather your contacts, like your culture, where you're from, your daily routine, your personal characteristics, and your strengths and resources. I think this information we gathered are super helpful for us to create the action plan because we use the strengths of you to make the strategy. For example, you reported that you have good social skills, so we made a strategy of hanging out with your friends and getting support from them every week. And then we also um, we also come up with a alternative exercise of smoking based on your daily routine. You said that you like to do physical exercises to distract and reduce the stress in your daily routine, and you like to keep your routine very busy. So we use this part to make the strategy, which is you can do exercise when you want to smoke. So I think this information are very, very beneficial for us to discuss the strategies.
I really like the fact that you mentioned the tree of life and like how we talked about my background and culture because those are things that I don't usually think of. And when um when you brought it up and I actually thought about how all the stuff that happened in my childhood and everything that surrounds me in the environment and everything that comes together to impact me and my smoking habit and the issues I have. It was just very eye-opening because I never think to look back on these things and connect the dots like that.
Mhm.
So I thought that was also really cool, and I'm glad that you were able to show me how the Tree of Life thing works. And then from that, we were able to get the different strategies, which I would never have thought of unless we did it that way. So I really enjoyed that as well. That was definitely another highlight
Yeah, I
for me
really
too.
like the tool, the assessment tool, the Tree of Life is very helpful to gather contextual information, information from different perspectives and very, very detailed.
Mhm.
And I remember your changes started to occur from session 4, because your frequency of smoking decreases from 6 to 7 times a week to 3 to 4 times a week. And I was really impressed by that. That's the starting point of your changing process. And then I really like that we discussed how each strategy works, and if we need to modify the strategy, it's like a reflection of our strategies and goals. It helps us to think about which kind of strategy best fits yourself. And I think that's also one of the reasons why you are able to decrease your smoking frequency.
No, I completely agree. Um, yeah, just using the different kinds of strategies is very important, and we were able to also fine tune it from like what it started as. So that was also really good too. I found that very helpful that you were able to help me come to that conclusion instead of just showing me what the answer is.
Yeah.
And I felt that everything was very personalized because it's based on like what I'm already doing and what I like to do already instead of just adding new things into my life. So that was very helpful too.
Yeah, and I think you can also do it by yourself when we don't have more sessions anymore. You already know how to do it, right? You can just reflect
Hmm.
strategies to see if you need to modify any of them or replace it with any of them. So this is something you can also do by yourself. I think it would be maybe helpful for you.
No, I completely agree.
Yeah, and I really love that we use a behavior intervention to think about the ways of breaking your smoking behavior pattern. You indicated that when you feel very stressed, you go to smoke because smoking can help you to reduce the stress. And I think that's the pattern, the relationship between the stress and smoking, right? So in some of our sessions, we talk about how to break this behavior pattern. For example, we talk about today that when you um, when you do stressful things like school or work, you can also do some relaxing things such as reading, jogging, listening to music. I think we also go over how to break this behavior pattern for you to stop smoking. It's really good too.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. That was really helpful.
And then I also want to ask some feedback from you. We already talked a little bit about that. We can talk a little bit more if you want to say something else. I know, um, I know you fill the evaluation form um, after each of our session, but we can also talk about it right now. because we're doing face to face online, so you can maybe just tell me straightforward. So how do you think
Okay.
about the oh, I think I already answered that. This one, the strategy building, relationship building. Okay, this one. As you think back our 6 entire sessions, is there anything that you find particularly helpful to reach your goals, except for the strategy building and the tree of life that we talk about? Maybe it can be question asking, my ability to structure session, or yeah, something like that.
Like I said, I think what was really helpful as well was just you keeping me accountable and on track towards the goal. And just suggesting the self-monitoring. Those three things are the main things I found the most helpful in apart from the tree of life and the strategy that we created.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. Sounds like you really like me to um, keep track of your smoking progress, because it help you to feel responsible for your changing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. What do you think? What do you think was the least helpful thing we did? And you can tell me a little bit about why that was the case. I'll be really grateful for that input.
Um, the least helpful thing. I think most of it was pretty helpful. Um, I don't really remember what we did that was the least helpful because
Mhm.
I enjoyed everything that we did. Um,
That's fine. That's fine.
yeah, we
That's
might have to come back to that one.
I just want to make sure that I can also learn from you of what I need to improve. I would really appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
I would really love to get some feedback from you, no matter um, it's a good thing or the thing I did not do well. I really like to know that. But since you didn't come up with any least helpful thing, that's fine too. Um, and I really appreciate that um, you share your feedback with me. I think it really helps me to it help my professional growth, as a counselor, because I know what I did right or what I did well, and what maybe something that I did not do right. So thank you very much for your feedback. Yeah, and we already talked about the follow-up contact. Yeah, I think we already go over everything we need. Oh, I think one more question. You reported that one thing that you learned is to monitor yourself and keep yourself accountable. So, in what situation could you anticipate using these skills you've learned, like self-monitoring?
Yeah, I think I would be able to apply that to lots of different things. If there's any kind of goal that I'm trying to reach, I think self-monitoring is pretty important. I'm really happy that I was able to really utilize it with this in this instance. And I think moving forward, just because I've used it once, I would be more open to using that again. So I think the self-monitoring was very helpful.
You mean that you can use self-monitoring whenever you wanna achieve a goal, right?
Mhm.
And you are
Yeah,
and you
exactly.
already find that it's helpful, so you're open to reuse it to achieve the goal, achieve other goals.
Mhm.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. The reason why I asked this question is to help you to think about potential future gains because the thing we learn from counseling, like the thing you learn from our sessions and the thing I learned from you and our sessions, we can use the things that we learned in the future, right? So we don't waste them.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
No, for sure, I completely agree.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think we pretty much went over everything we need to say in this session. Yeah, just remember to give me a call or email me whenever you need like suggestions or help. I would really love to hear from you. Okay.
Mhm.
And I want to say, I think our sessions were all very lovely. I learned a lot from you, like the what kind of approach I need to use to gather information and how to personalize every counseling session based on individuals' characteristics. I will apply these skills. I will keep modifying my counseling skills and apply them. So yeah, I really appreciate that you come to all these counseling sessions on time and you're very honest with me and you trust me and build relationship with me and you are really also committed to your goal. So in the end of our sixth counseling session, we were able to see you make a big progress of your goal. Thank you for that.
No, and the same thing, I learned so much from you. You were super helpful and it was just such a good experience because I can take away some of the skills and apply it to my own life in the future. So I really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I would like to hear from you. Okay.
Mhm.
I'll see you in the future. Okay, thank you for
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.